Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick, and welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. Today, we are going to do a mock draft. Standard points on Yahoo, picking 10th. Let me tell you what, man, this team kicks ass. That's the best way to put it. You just got to watch it. So here we go. We're going to do it right now.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends, and welcome to the Fantasy Maverick podcast. This is Jimmy Maverick coming at you from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And today we are going to do a mock draft on the Yahoo platform. Standard points, 12 team. I'm picking 10th. We're going to see what kind of team we can get. And we're going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help us pick players today. Now, if you haven't done so already, I invite you to go to my website, which is fantasyfootballmaverick.com. You can see it right here. And all you got to do is just sign up. You can try the app out for free. In fact, the free version of the app, which is a limited version of the app, does allow you to access the standard points list. It also allows you to utilize 12-team draft mode. So, and it's very easy. Basically, what it allows you to do is to create a fully customized draft list in just a few minutes. The first thing you have to do is answer 3 questions. Now, the first question is, how does your league score points? In the limited version, you're only going to have access to standard points, but you can subscribe and get access to all the different point schedules and player lists and all the features of the app for 1 year. So you can use it on as many fantasy drafts as you are doing. Let's go ahead. We're going to choose standard points, though. The next question is, do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? We're going to go ahead and say yes. This is going to get rid of the riskiest players in the draft, ones that you should generally stay away from. And then question 3 is, do you want to enter draft mode? You just need to answer how many players are in this league, in this case 12. What's your draft position? 10. And what this does is this breaks your draft list down round by round, makes it very easy to find the very best player at each and every pick of your draft. So you can see what just popped up here. This represents each round of our draft. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go through. I'm going to minimize this. You can see I have my recommended players right here. You just need to go through and pick your favorites. Standard points, league size 12, draft position 10. Okay. All right. So here we go. Draft's going to start in 13 seconds. There I am at pick number 10. So what I like to say is let's go ahead and you want to queue up the players that you want to select. So you can see it's recommending Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Chris Godwin. I think of those 3, Josh Jacobs definitely would be my favorite. Chris Godwin, obviously a great choice, but I don't think you need to take a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. But let's go ahead and let's get Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, and where is Godwin? Godwin's right there. Now, if you look, you can see that this list for the first round doesn't list these players in their draft order. See if we could sort it by the draft order, and you can see here. Instead, it sorts them by what's called their VORK score. I analyze players on 4 key stats: value, outlook, reliability, and consistency. That's these 4 columns right here. And based on how they score on each of these 4 columns, they get points. Those points are added up. That gets you the VORK score. The highest VORK score of this round for us would be Alvin Kamara, who is a long shot. That's what the gun means. These are long shots. Less than a 50-50 chance that they would make it to us at our pick. You can also see little hands, and the little hands mean reaches. And what that means is those players will be long shots on our next pick. So if you really want that player, you should take him now, or you can gamble. In this case, our top choice, Josh Jacobs, is a reach, so we could gamble and hope that he's still available for our next pick, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the sure thing. Josh Jacobs will most likely be available for us at the 10th pick, and we will definitely go ahead and take him there. Now, you will also see that we filtered some players off of our list, and you'll see that there's players like there's DeAndre Hopkins sitting down there. There's Dalvin Cook sitting down here. Why are these players not on the list? Well, we use Jimmy's recommended player filters, and that's taking out some certain types of players, low consistency players, injury issue players, players that switch teams in the off season, like DeAndre Hopkins, right? Overvalued running backs, overvalued wide receivers, and running backs over the age of 28. So for some reason, these guys got filtered out based on using the filter category. But you know what? You can restore them. All you have to do is just on the restored players, you just click undo and you'll restore them and you can see where they rank on the list. So Josh Jacobs, still available. Excellent first round pick. And it's going to come back to us really quickly. So let's go ahead and look at the second round, and you can see that the top pick in the second round is Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, Kenny Golladay. All these guys are great choices. Now, I have a soft spot for Kenyon Drake. I think he is going to be amazing this year. I love that offense. It's going to be high scoring, lots of fantasy points. So he is definitely my top choice. And then if he somehow gets taken, I would definitely take Sanders after that. And of course, we could also consider that Chubb and Godwin could make it to us. But I'll tell you what, even if we restore Chubb, because we're looking at the next round. Oh, where is he? Is he still up here? Oh, there he is. He's a long shot. He does not score as well as Drake does. So he scores below both these guys. So I'll tell you what, I'm totally happy with going with one of them. You can see Leonard Fournette's also very highly rated up here. He is a reach. This is the kind of player that I would try to wait until the third round and see if he would make it. But I don't think we need to worry about it. It is almost back to us right now. You can also see that Godwin is still on the board. But again, you don't need to take a wide receiver in the first two rounds, especially in a standard points league. We got to load ourselves up with an awesome running back core, and that's what we're going to do here. So as soon as it gets to us, we got one more person here. And let's see here. Who else is available? We got Hopkins. We got Julio Jones. You know, we could go ahead and like Julio, where are you? Julio Jones. We could restore him. Where does Julio rank on here? Julio, he's middle of the pack. You know, I mean, 40 Vork points. I got to say, man, there's no comparison when you're comparing like a 80-point Vork player versus a 40-point. The choice is clear. Oh, and look at that. Someone took Drake. Oh, the guy right before me took Drake. Doesn't that figure, right? Well, we've got our backup. We already said we'd take Sanders if Drake was gone. Perfectly happy with taking Sanders. I really like his upside this year. I like that offense. So let's move on to the third round. We got a little bit of a gap here before we need to worry about taking our next player. And you can see top choice, Le'Veon Bell, Chris Carson, Robert Woods. Again, all these guys are great choices for our third round pick. Le'Veon Bell scores the most Vork points by far over all the other players. So you can also see that even Leonard Fournette, who's a long shot for this round, Patrick Mahomes, DJ Moore, these guys don't rank as high. They just don't score as many points as Bell does. I'm totally happy with taking Bell on our next pick. So let's go ahead. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and we will get those guys queued up. So we will do Bell. And we will do, let's just do Fournette since there's a chance he might make it to our next pick. We can also queue up Carson. There's Carson. And we can queue up Woods. So what I'm going to do, because we've got a long gap here, it's still 13 picks till my next turn. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause the video until we're within 3. We'll see where we're at, and we'll see who is intriguing on the draft board still. So I'll be right back. All right, so it's almost back to us. Nothing really surprising has happened. All of our guys are still on the queue that we had set up. I'm looking at who is still available here. Thielen, Juju Smith-Schuster. You know what? I'm going to just check Thielen real quick because he should have already been gone. How does he rank? Thielen, not great. Look at that, 34 Vork points. He's way down towards the bottom of the list. Not really interested in him. But by restoring the names, you can see how they would rank on that round. And it does adjust the score based upon whatever pick you are in. So I think we are definitely going to take Bell with this pick. I very much like that. As soon as L makes his decision. There we go. So I will go ahead and I'll take Bell. Now it's going to obviously circle back to us pretty quickly here. So on the next round, Ridley, Cortland Sutton, Kareem Hunt, all awesome choices. We definitely need to take a wide receiver at this point. So I love Ridley, and Woods is still in our queue. We'll see if he makes it back to us, but let's go ahead and we will do Ridley. Where are you? Here you are. And we'll do Sutton, right? And we'll do Hunt. right? I don't see myself taking a fourth running back here. We really do need a wide receiver. We can only start 3 running backs anyway. The 3 we got are awesome. They are going to be a dominating running back core. All 3 of these guys rank top 12 for value in the running back category. So we are set as far as that goes. We are still going to get ourselves 6 running backs in this draft. I would actually, with this sort of a layout, with the quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 what do we got? 2 running backs, tight end, flex, and then 6 bench slots. I would actually go and get 7 running backs, but Yahoo does not let you draft 7. So, but you only need like 4 wide receivers for this. So we come back. You can see Woods is still on the board. I'm just going to see how Woods ranks against Ridley. There's Woods, and Ridley's ahead of him. They're very close. Woods offers more value. I will go value, and I will take Woods. So I'm very happy with that. Robert Woods, you can see them. They're right next to each other. But the value rank for Ridley was 44th. The value rank for Woods was 34th. So there is a significant difference there in value that you definitely need to take as much value as you can when you were in these drafts. But I think he is a great choice for our RB1. Wide receiver 1 in the 4th round. And that's where I like to take my first wide receiver. And you can see there's still great choices. So we'll see what happens. We do have another long gap here. So let's just jump to the 5th round and we'll take a look at it. So who is it recommending to us for the 5th round? Here's a great choice. Gosh, Raheem Mostert. If he makes it back to us for our 5th round pick, I'll take him almost every time. Look, Kareem Hunt is right at the top of the list as a long shot. We already have him queued. Let's get Mostert on the queue. Again, run first offense. And he is explosive. Terry McLaurin, Dak Prescott. So let's go ahead and put those guys on too. McLaurin. Now, what about quarterbacks? I like to wait as long as possible to take a quarterback. So I like to be one of the last people in my draft to get a quarterback. But in this case, I do like the idea of getting Matt Ryan. That's probably going to come up soon. And I think let's also look here. Since we're at the 5th round, what tight ends are we looking at here? Darren Waller's a long shot. If we wait, I think we are going to wait on I think we're going to wait on a tight end. I got to say, get someone like Hunter Henry. Not Hunter Henry. Hurst, Hayden Hurst, another HH. Anyway, that's a guy that you can get late. I think, of Atlanta. I think he's a great choice. But I do like the idea. Did someone take Mostert? Oh, look at that. Someone took Mostert early. Well, that's a pain. So, but look, Fournette still on the board. Ridley still on the board. Sutton, Hunt, all these guys. So there's some good choices here. Who else? So we got Dak Prescott. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put Waller on. We'll see if he makes it to us. Right. We can put him on the queue. And let's see if there's anyone else that we're really particularly interested in for the 5th round. If we look at just the running backs, it's just Hunt and Mostert on the short end here. And then we've got McLaurin, we got Metcalf, Chark, and Diggs. All these guys, not really excited about, So let's go ahead. I think we're good. So we still have 9 picks. So I'm just going to pause till we're within 3. We'll see where we're at, and we'll see who we take. All right, we're back. So a lot of the long shots didn't make it back to us, but you can see Hunt still on the board, McLaurin and Waller still on the board. I believe what I think I want to do is I'm going to take Hunt first because I love him as a 4th running back. I think he is huge upside, excellent opportunity this year to really increase his share of that offense. So let's go ahead. We'll take Hunt. And then if McLaurin makes it back to us on the next pick with the short turnaround, that'd be great. You can see here for the 6th round, we've got, Mostert's already, here we go. Marlon Mack, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan. Okay, now that's also a possibility. Matt Ryan is one of my favorite options to take, although I just not sure about taking a quarterback so early in the draft. there's so many good choices that are available later. I think we'll be fine. Let's gamble on, and look at this. McLaurin looks like he is going to make it back to us. So that would be perfect. You can see, look, there's DK Metcalf, AJ Green. Okay, Metcalf got taken, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take McLaurin as our wide receiver 2. I like that pairing, Woods and McLaurin. I think that's a very solid pair of wide receivers. Now let's jump to the 7th. And in the 7th round, Matt Ryan's a long shot. So let's go ahead and get Matt Ryan on the queue, because I would, I like the idea of taking Matt Ryan if we can get him at this point of the draft. Who is it recommending? It's actually recommending Carson Wentz, Will Fuller. Wow, really? Fuller's getting recommended? That's interesting. We got Marlon Mack as a long shot. Let's go ahead. Well, Carson Wentz, James White. I'm just trying to see, because, there's a lot of 1- and 2-star players. I'm not really excited about any of them. Boy, this is a tough group. Let's go ahead. We'll put Mack on, but I think, let's see, what about tight ends? What's on the tight end? No tight ends on this round, but on our 8th round turnaround, we get Cook or Hooper. When's it saying to take Hayden Hurst? Oh, our 9th round pick will be Hurst. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, and we will go ahead and look. Let's see, we are back on the 7th round. I like the idea of going for Matt Ryan if he makes it back to us. We've got 12 picks till our next turn. Let's go ahead. We'll pause it. We'll come back when we're within 3, and we'll see where we're at. All right, we're in 3. Matt Ryan's still on the board. I did put Mack and White onto the queue. I'm not really interested in them, but if they fall, I would definitely take them. But it looks like we're definitely going to get Matt Ryan, who is awesome for this year, man. I really like his upside. So we got our quarterback. We still do need a tight end. And so I think we're going to target the 9th round for the tight end, getting Hayden Hurst. But look, for the 8th round, we got players like Lindsey, Shepard, Ronald Jones. Let's see here. Let's go Lindsey, and we'll cue these guys up. Shepard and Ronald Jones. I think we should definitely get another wide receiver. So Shepard is a great choice for this year. I was kind of shocked to see this. Whoops. What's going on here? Oh, no. Hold on. All right. So we almost got screwed there. The internet went out. But I'm going to take Shepard as our 3rd wide receiver here. And like I said, then when we circle around on the next one, obviously top choice is going to be getting our tight end. And in the 9th round, Hayden Hurst, great choice. So let's go ahead and get him queued up. So Hayden Hurst. So always make sure you have a strong internet connection when you're live drafting. That almost could have been a disaster, because it would have taken my first player on. It would have taken Marlon Mack is what it would have taken. I wouldn't want that to have happened. Let's also get a couple of these other guys, Madison and Crowder. Let's go ahead and get them on the queue as well. Oh, shoot. The internet went out again. Yikes. Luckily, we were between rounds. I'm going to try to reestablish this. I'll be right back. All right, so I don't know what's going on, but my internet's giving me all sorts of hassles right now. It keeps it keeps saying it's not available, and I go to reestablish it. It works for like a minute, and then it goes out again. So I don't know what's going on here. So I went ahead and I set my queue. So Hurst is my number 1 choice. Should it poop out on me again? I got Crowder and Madison still on there, and there are some other players that I'm still very much interested in. We got Ronald Jones. We got Lindsey. Where are you, Lindsey? Let's go ahead and search for Lindsey. There's Lindsey. There's White. I think Marlon Mack is still there. So I got him all queued up. I just rearranged him here. So I think we're in pretty good shape. So right now, I got to say, man, very much liking this team. So there we go. Hurst, yes, we got our tight end, just as we would expect. And now let's move to the 10th round, because it's going to be a quick turnaround. And in the 10th round, who's it recommending? Daniel Jones, but we already got our quarterback, so we don't need another one. Henderson, Blake Jarwin, we got our tight end. We don't need another tight end. I only draft one quarterback and one tight end unless you have at least 8 bench slots or you have 2 flex slots, okay, for the tight end. So those are the only times I would draft more than one quarterback or more than one tight end in fantasy drafts. And the reason is because there's basically no strategic advantage to rostering a second quarterback or a second tight end. Anyone you're going to be able to get off the waiver wire is going to be just about as good as your second, your bench players in those positions. So you don't need to worry about it. Load up on running backs and wide receivers instead, especially, in a standard points draft, running backs. You want as many running backs as you can get. I like the idea of we could go with Henderson here. Looks like he should be available. Who else is still on the board? Lindsey's still on the board. Now, one of the nice things we can do here is we can restore Lindsey. Where are you, Lindsey? There you are. It's alphabetical, by the way. The removed players is alphabetical. Lindsey's at the very top of the list. He 95 work points at this round of the draft. So let's go ahead and we'll take him. We'll just go for the highest work score here. And this is looking pretty good. So that, I believe, was our 5th running back. Yes, it is our 5th. Quite a running back core we have, too. Jacobs, Sanders, Bell, Hunt, and Lindsey. Boy, I like that. That's really good. So we can get one more running back. So let's definitely target one more running back on the next round. And we'll get one more wide receiver. And I think we will be sitting pretty. So if we go to the 11th round here, who is it recommending for the 11th round? We got Darrell Henderson potentially will make it to us on the next round. Duke Johnson, that also I think would be an okay choice. I'm not really particularly thrilled about taking, the Houston running back there. Let's see here. Who else is on here? Not a lot of great choices. Things start to thin out as we get to this point in the draft. And what I like to say is if you don't see anybody you like on a round, we got Henderson on the queue already, right? But if you don't like anybody, just go to the next round. See who's going to come up on the 12th round. I mean, remember, the 11th round is the short round for players, and then the 12th has a bunch more that you got to figure out whether or not you want. Curtis Samuel, Jalen Reagor, Drew Lock. Now, so we don't need another quarterback. Couple of wide receivers there. Those might be good. What about running backs? Who are the running backs that are sitting on this round? There's Duke as the long shot. Boston Scott. We already got Sanders. Let's go ahead and get Scott as our 6th. He's going to be handcuffed, but I think Boston Scott, his value, look at his value, 86th overall. This is standard points. He potentially has flex value in this league. Low-end flex, maybe a RB4, but if anything happens to Sanders, he's going to be immediate fantasy value. So I like the idea of queuing up Boston Scott. So let's get him on the queue. We'll get Curtis, right? And we'll get anyone else. Jalen, I don't think we need to worry about someone like Reagor. But look at our queue. Our queue is like stacked full of players right now. So we got plenty of options to choose from. We still got 9 picks. I'm just going to pause till we're within 3. We'll come back. We'll see where we're at. And then what I'm going to do for the final 3 picks, it's going to be, I'm going to have to take another wide receiver. But then we'll also take the kicker and defense. I'll just take that off camera. We'll come back. We'll review the whole team, see how it looks for the upcoming season. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this right now. I'll be right back. All right, almost back to me. Nobody has been selected off of my queue. So this is very interesting. Ronald Jones kind of offers amazing value at this point in the draft. If we look at the 11th round and we restore Jones, where are you? Oh, Ronald Jones, where are you? Oh, there you are. 127 work points because he should have been taken a couple rounds ago, but he offers amazing value in standard points leagues. Obviously there's the rookie that's also on Tampa Bay, but certainly Ronald Jones offers some amazing upside if he makes it to us, and he may make it to us. If he does, I will absolutely take him. And then we will go ahead and we will grab a wide receiver on the next pick. And of course he got taken. Of course, right? Get my hopes up and then shatter them. So let's go ahead. We'll take Crowder, who I like. And like I said, we can grab Scott. Madison is also very good. You know, if we can restore Madison too and see what he looks like. Madison scores very well. Very well. Not as good as Ronald Jones, but still a good choice. And with the holdout of Cook, I think you can say that he has tremendous upside. So we could totally take Madison if he makes it back to us. You can see James White's still on the board. Now, James White's more of a PPR guy. I don't think I'm really interested in him for a standard league. But to get him after pick 100, perfect. That's when you want to take New England running backs, is after pick 100. I think they can be excellent value at that point. And White shows that as well. Actually, we could restore White. Where is he? How does White score? White, he's pretty good. Not top 100 value, though. Again, because it's standard points. So, anyway, we are looking pretty good here. So let's see what happens. I love it when they take their full amount of allotted time. It's like, come on, dudes. And he is going to take his full allotment of time. Madison made it. Let's go ahead and take Madison. I like the upside there. And, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause. I'm going to do the last 3 picks, and we will go ahead and I will come back with the results, what the team looks like. I like this team, man. This is an awesome team for a standard points league. So anyway, we will be back with a review, and I'll see you in just a sec. All right, so I'm back. So I went ahead and I took Curtis Samuel with the 13th pick, but here's who was still available. Boston Scott, still on the board. Chase Edmonds, still on the board. Antonio Gibson, still on the board. 3 running backs I'm still super, super interested in. I would absolutely have taken them if it had allowed me to take a 7th running back. So I took Philadelphia as my defense. They have a great week 1 matchup against Washington. I also got Matt Gay from Tampa Bay to be my kicker. I think the Tampa Bay offense is going to be very good this year. So that's a great pickup as well. This team I am super excited on. Let's take a look at it first of all. So here's my players. And the first thing I want to point out is look at the value of my top 3 players. Josh Jacobs, Le'Veon Bell, Miles Sanders. 8th most valuable, 10th most valuable, 11th most valuable player. This is a running back core that is going to dominate all season over every other team in this league. No question. That is an amazing value that I got there. Now, my wide receivers, also very good. Robert Woods, Terry McLaurin, Terry McLaurin, not top 50, but right there at 55. That's a very solid wide receiver core to start out my team. I also have Kareem Hunt available as has extraordinary value in standard points leagues. Phillip Lindsay, Alexander Madison. I mean, just an amazing running back core that I have on this team. So strong. After Terry McLaurin, we've got Sterling Shepard, we got Jamison Crowder, and then, of course, I took Curtis Samuel. So, again, rock solid wide receivers, good producers that will be very good in a standard points league for us. We got Matt Ryan as our quarterback. My dice roll is Hayden Hurst. First of all, I love the fact that I got him paired with Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan very much likes to target the tight end. He's going to get peppered with targets. He does not score well on value in my app, but see this little gold fist bump? That is breakout potential. I think he has top 6 upside, just like Austin Hooper did last year. So I'm very excited to see what he can do. But I also want you to look at all the stars I got on my players. No one under 3 stars. Most are 4 or 5 stars. Look at the reliability rankings, all mid and high. No low reliability players. If we look at consistency, the consistency all above average with the exception of Alexander Madison, who's a backup. They never score well on consistency as backups. And then we've got, Hayden Hurst, who didn't get enough volume to get a rating for consistency. But again, this team is primo. Let's look at who do I have? I've got Curtis Samuel, Robert Woods, and Matt Ryan, all players with an upward trend in their usage over each of the past 3 seasons. For bounce back players, I loaded up on a ton here. I didn't even realize it. Bell, Hunt, Woods, and Ryan all considered bounce back players for the season. Contract year players, Curtis Samuel and Phillip Lindsay. We've got, let's see here. Now, Kareem Hunt does have a downward trend in his usage over the past 3 seasons, but I think that will definitely reverse this year when we look at what he did over the last 8 games of last season. Of course, he didn't play for half the season last year. That's a big part of the reason why he got that the red down arrow. And then the breakouts, Alexander Madison and Hayden Hurst. I tell you, if anything happens with Cook, Madison's an RB1. I mean, at worst, I could use him for trade bait to improve other parts of my team. This team is so good. I would be drooling if I got this team into the regular season with me because this is extraordinarily a good team. So I'm going to pitch it again, man. Go to my website, fantasyfootballmaverick.com, and sign up. Like I said, you can utilize a free restricted version of the app for standard points leagues, 12-team. You can try it out and see what you think. This app has tons of information, which is going to help you easily find the best players at each and every pick of your draft. And you saw what I did. You saw how I utilized it. Now, I ended up getting sniped on a couple of players, right? Kenyon Drake got sniped. Ronald Jones got sniped. But then again, I also ended up with some players later than I thought I'd be able to get them. I got Woods in the 4th. I got, who was another one? I got Lindsey super late. I think I got Lindsey in the 11th round or something crazy like that. Kareem Hunt fell. You know, this app is going to help you draft strong team, great value. I mean, we've got all the players. Whoops. Let me do it this way. Okay, all the players, top 100 value. That is amazingly strong, with the exception of Curtis Samuel, just outside it at 102, and then Hayden Hurst, who is my, that's my long shot bet for the draft at 142. But again, this is an extraordinarily strong team. No injuries. No one that changed teams in the offseason. No one that signed a big contract during the offseason. All these things that would normally have a negative impact on a player, these players don't have. So I am very confident coming into the latest season for if I'm able to get a team like this, I'm just going to be smile from ear to ear. That's what it's going to be. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the mock draft today. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. And of course, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I am, like I said, just thrilled at everybody that wants to watch these videos. And, again, if you enjoyed this, check out some of my other videos. Subscribe, man. I put up some good content there, and I want to build my following. So help me out with that as well, all right? So thanks very much, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.